This is Ben Carr, and y'all are listening to Chasin Birdies.
All right, y'all, it's Thursday, and that means we have another fresh new episode of Chasin Birdies. My man Peps, what's up?
Almost as fresh as the new batch of Chasin Birdies Blonde Ale.
True.
I do want to say this episode is brought to you by Lynx Brewing. So head on over to lynxbrewing.com. They got it stocked, they got it loaded, and they got it ready to ship. The Chasin Birdie Blonde Ale. So go check yourself out some and buy some and support the boys. So we really appreciate it. What's shaking, Bacon?
Yeah, holler at Lynx. Dude, not much, man. I tell you what, it's a great day. Going to be a great episode today with USAM runner-up Ben Carr, which we'll get to in a minute. But not much, bud. I mean, had a great weekend, watched the Tour Championship, and are you even surprised that McIlroy pulled it off again? I mean,
I am a little
surprised?
bit. I am a little bit because I was on a plane heading to Phoenix, Arizona, and I was watching it. And man, Scheffler, it's the first time I've ever seen Scheffler a little shaky. He was shaky, dude.
Oh, he was.
But I'll tell you where the whole thing changed was on 15 when McIlroy, they said, did he scull the bunker shot? He just hit it so damn hard and good. It flew the green, went into the crowd, and then he chips it, hits the stick, goes to 6 feet. Scheffler makes bogey, McIlroy makes it, and that, I feel like that was the game changer right there.
But it was kind of cool to watch them on 18, and I don't know if they were nervous, probably not. But I mean, 18 mil on the line. They both strike driver right down the middle, and Scheffler hits a little right in a bunkie, and Rory, just greens wide open. I thought he was going to stick it, but he had a hell of a recovery there, got that free drop, and, short-sided, but played to the middle a little bit, and there you go, boom, 18 mil in the bank. I think he has 28 million in course earnings this year, bud. I mean,
long story short, how good is that for the PGA Tour? I mean, the guy has stuck his neck out there. He stuck his neck out there, standing up for the PGA Tour during all this live golf stuff, and he wins it. It's huge. Him and Tiger come out with a business partnership earlier this week. That's huge. Then he wins the 28 million bucks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You know what? Yeah, he could go get a lot more money in the live tour, but in reality, he's playing for history, man, and he loves it. And I'm so happy for the guy. I don't know if you've noticed, he's won the 2016, 2019, 2022. So every 3 years, my man's winning the FedEx Cup, and that's a cool $30 million when you win that. So, how you doing today?
No, I love the changes for the tour. I love what McIlroy stands for, and congrats to him. That was phenomenal to watch. And here we go, 2023 season right around the corner.
100%.
I tell you what, though, but I've been on these smoothie kicks lately. I've been making smoothies every morning with some organic protein and some berries and whatnot. I'm always kind of messing around with stuff like that. But new sponsor of the show, everyone, Player Brand Biltong. If you don't know what biltong is, it's a type of dried jerky, so to speak, that originated from South Africa. New sponsor of the show with the show, Player Brand Biltong. Check them out online at playerbiltong.com. And when you place an order, make sure you type in Birdies 10 at the checkout aisle, because Birdies 10 will give you 10% off. Point being is the jerky is incredible, loaded with protein, tastes phenomenal, great snack, pick me up, whatever. So highly recommend it. Check it out again, Birdies 10 at checkout, Player Brand Biltong. Get you some meat. And I tell you what, man, if you're playing 162 holes of golf like our guest today, Mr. Ben Carr, you need that.
Yes, you do. I mean, I can't believe the kid is, number one, he's the runner-up in the U.S. Amateur. He packed for a couple days. I mean, he basically packed to get through the first round of match play, and then he was packing his bags going home. But it just tells you, laundry, boys. Learn how to do your laundry, and you can stay a little longer. Our man took it to the 36th hole of the final, loses one down, but I'll tell you what, special kid, man. The way that he handled himself in the interviews, on the course, never gave up. I mean, the kid's chasing birdies in life and on the course, and guess what, guys? You'll watch him at Augusta, and you'll watch him at LACC in the U.S. Open, because he's exempt.
Yeah, that's big, man. So we are so stoked today for this episode of Chasin Birdies with Ben Carr, runner-up at the 2022 U.S. Amateur Championship at Ridgewood Country Club. What do you say, Pep? Why don't we just roll it right over, huh?
Let's roll.
All right, everybody out there, we're here today on Chasin Birdies, and today's guest has chased a lot of those damn things over the last several years, and more recently in the United States Amateur Championship. We have Ben Carr joining us today from Georgia Southern. Ben, my man, what's up?
Not much, man. I just got back from New Jersey earlier this week and just been doing a lot of resting. It was a really long week, but it was a really fun one. So I'm glad to be back into a normal routine and get on here with you guys.
So what'd you do in Jersey? You go to the beach?
I wish, man. I did something a lot more stressful. So I was up in New Jersey for 10 days. Didn't think I was going to be there for that long, but I'm glad I was. I made it all the way to the final in the USM, and I lost to Sam Bennett, who's a great player, but it was a long, really successful and fun week.
We're going to get into the U.S. Amateur a little bit. I mean, but I do want to find out about like high school, middle school. Were you always into the game of golf? Was that your passion growing up, or did you play other sports and kind of play a little baseball, a little basketball, how we all did growing up, and then settled in golf? Like, what got you to golf?
Yeah, so I played baseball, basketball, and golf up until high school. I'm a pretty short guy. I'm like 5'8", so
you and Bash are the same height, bud.
Bash might be taller than me.
There is not a chance in hell that's possible. Go ahead.
Pump the brakes.
So I get to high school. I really want to play baseball, but honestly, I'm just too little. And I figured I'd choose the sport that you can be little and have some success, which was golf. But yeah, I really my first love was baseball, and I was wanting to play high school baseball for Columbus High School. That's where I went to high school. It's baseball powerhouse, and that's kind of what I grew up watching their games and always wanting to be one of those guys. But I ended up choosing golf because of my frame.
Were you always, I guess, you were successful before the USAM. It's not like this just happened overnight. You've had successes leading into that. But were you always successful on the golf course, or was there a little bit of a time where it was a struggle, and then like college you hit your peak, or high school, junior year? You understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah, definitely. So I started to first really play at a pretty high level kind of early on in high school. Started getting recruited a little bit here and there. And I mean, you know how golf is. There's peaks and valleys. I mean, in the peaks, you got a decent amount of schools calling, and then you don't play well for a couple months and everybody backs off, and there's that cycle. So I experienced a lot of that and actually committed to NC State. North Carolina State in Raleigh for a little over a year. I grew up a huge NC State fan, and that was always where I wanted to go. And they offered, and I committed like that, and had a change of heart my senior year, and ended up choosing to come play for Georgia Southern and Coach Carter Collins. And got to school, and it's felt like a steady progression since my freshman year, but there've definitely been some lows and some highs, but it has not always been smooth sailing, especially more recently, early on this summer. I mean, I played awful at NCAAs and at the Northeast Amateur, and I didn't know if I was going to – I mean, if you had told me I was going to make a run at the USM in the middle of June, I didn't even think I was going to be playing the USM. So, yeah, that's just how golf is. I mean, y'all know how it is. It's just you never know.
You never know, and that's
True.
The thing. It's like, what's around the corner, right? I mean, that's why Bash plays on the Wendy's tour here in West State of West Virginia. He never knows when he's going to win the next one.
That's right.
But there is nothing like college golf, man. I mean, you've experienced the amateur golf, but college golf is so much fun. You're traveling with the boys. You're going on a trip 5-6 times in the fall, 5-6 times in the spring. Tell us a little bit about what college golf has done for you as a man and as an athlete, a student athlete.
Yeah. So in high school, I've always considered myself a decent kid, but in high school, definitely had this edge to me and was probably annoying to a lot of people. And I get to school, and got my teeth kicked in pretty early. And my coach, I really resonated with my coach, Coach Collins, and he's been instrumental as not only a golf coach, but as a role model, just a figure in my life that I've always leaned on and looked up to. And I think, I mean, to answer your question, I think he's been the one that's allowed me to grow so much, and along with just becoming a better son to my mother and a better brother to my brother Sackett. And I mean, really, I didn't know what that was, what that took until I met my coach.
That's awesome. I mean, college coaches are just
Yeah.
they're there for you all the time. You see them more than anybody else you see in 4 years because you're always going to the course, chipping, putting, workouts, traveling, driving the van, doing this, doing that, and making sure you're good. And it's a good relationship for the college student athlete.
That's
sure.
why I
Yeah,
said
it's
you
a
always
huge
would be you would always be a great coach, Pep. I mean,
I'm just
you'd be
motivating. I
phenomenal.
get in the trenches, bud. I'm probably the most unmotivating person there, Ben. I'm not a great teammate. I yell if you're a two-man partner with me. I tell you how bad you're hitting the fucking ball. It's just like
It's tough.
I'm not there. I'm not a motivator. I kind of knock you down a little bit. It's not the best.
Hey, some people need to
No.
be knocked down. That's the only way they can be motivated. So maybe you are a good motivator.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it work yet, but
So you got your 50-year senior. Is that correct, Ben?
That's correct.
Georgia Southern, and obviously, before we go any further, shout out Mason Williams.
Shout out Mason Williams.
You know, that's your boy. That's our boy here from back here, Bridgeport. Mason, I feel like yesterday he was running around the club in diapers and eating chicken tenders and fries, and now he's brokering podcast deals. So it's like, my man, he's a stud. I love him.
He is. We love Mason.
Yeah, you're getting back into the swing of things, no pun intended, but you know, fall golf's coming up for you guys. What has your schedule been like leading up to the US Amateur and now transitioning back over to college golf? Has that been a little bit more difficult for you to get back into that team routine a little bit, or are you just really stoked about it?
A little bit of both. I mean, the attention that last week garnered was, I mean, something I just wasn't really ready for. And thankfully, my coach kind of gave me this week to just like compartmentalize and get some rest and get some sleep and just hang out with my teammates and just ease back into things. But at the same time, I'm so excited. I mean, we're going on a cool team trip this weekend to play and practice at a really nice course down here. And next week, we're leaving for our first tournament. So it's just a really quick turnaround. And yeah, I mean, I'm more excited than anything. I love my teammates. I love my coaches, and I can't wait to get back on the road with them.
I got to be honest with you right now, right out of the gate. I've never met you before, Ben. Ryan spoke very highly of you. You handle yourself very well. It's nice to see. I like that, and kudos to you on that. I do have to ask a question. You had the last four events of your year. You had 4 top 8s, and I heard that you were YouTubing how to grip a putter.
Oh my God! Thanks,
is that true?
Mason. That's true. Yeah, we were. That's actually so true.
I mean, bud.
I know. So yeah, last fall is what you're referring to. I had a great fall. I was playing some of the best golf of my life, and I mean, honestly, Mason's the same way. I mean, I could probably tell you a few things that is in the same category, but I think I'm a little worse about it. And we were sitting in our facility one day, and I'm so hard on myself about putting. And he's noticed that I've kind of stepped off to the side, and I'm like sitting on my phone, and I'm staring at it. I'm not typing. I'm just staring, watching a video on low volume. And he's like, dude, what are you watching? And he comes over there, because I'm not going to tell him. I was ready to just exit out of it. And he sees what I typed in. It's basically like a tutorial on putting. Like, that's really what it is. And I was watching the first 3 minutes of it to try and learn some new grip. Or just I think I was just trying to putt with a conventional grip, and I'm a cross-handed guy, and I don't know. That's so funny that y'all know that. But
So you're cross-handed. Are you cross-handed from everywhere, or is it like 15 feet and in?
Oh, it's everywhere. I mean, I had like a 60 or 70 footer in the final from off the green, well below the surface, and I hit it across.
All right, let's just get right into it because it's too exciting.
Yeah, let's talk about this U.S. Amateur.
You qualify for the U.S. Amateur. Like you said, you weren't very comfortable with your golf game. You don't pack for 10 days, do you? I mean, do you or don't you? I don't know. I mean,
I'm sure some guys did, and good for their confidence. But I'm packing for like 5 days, like the 2 practice rounds, 2 rounds of stroke play, first round of match play, and then I'm just like, all right, if I do something crazy, I'm doing laundry.
Buy a shirt.
I think I did laundry 3 times.
Did you wear the same shirt ever?
Oh God,
Like,
yeah. I mean,
obviously.
I think I recycled probably 3 shirts, and it would have been more, but my home club back in Columbus was nice enough to send me some shirts for the weekend, or else I would have worn every shirt I had twice.
That would have been great, Ben. The guys out there in the same shirt, people.
he should have just
That
worn
would
it
have
for
been
7 straight days. That would have been hysterical. First
I'm
time
down for that.
anybody's ever
Awesome.
worn a shirt the same every day.
Yeah, seriously.
So where did you qualify to get in?
I actually qualified in Statesboro, where Georgia Southern is, and it was at our university course. So I was pretty excited to see that when all the sites came out, and played well enough to get through. I mean, I got through, I think, one clear of the number and had to make a bunch of birdies coming in. So, I mean, who knows what, I mean, obviously I wouldn't have been playing the tournament if I just would have played, if I would have played the last 10 holes 3 under par, I wouldn't have played the USAM. So I was able to play them in 4 under, sneak into the tournament.
Wow.
And, yeah, I'm glad the qualifier was here. I mean, that was huge.
That's all it takes, though, just to get in, right? That's what these PGA Tour players. All you got to do is get into the playoffs, or just get in the top 125, and then you're playing, so to speak, with house money, right? And you can free it up a little
100%.
bit.
So, yeah, the way I look at it is, I mean, first of all, obviously you got to make the tournament, get through the qualifier, like you're saying, and then once you get there, it's just like, all right, let's make match play, because this is one of maybe 2 tournaments. I mean, big tournaments in amateur golf where there's a match play portion, and I mean, you can obviously finish
North, South.
64th in the cut. Well, I mean, the USAM and the Western Am are the 2 big ones I can think of that
Okay.
have match play. And I mean, the way I look at it is if you can get through first the qualifier and then stroke play, it's truly anybody's game. Because, I mean, y'all know you don't have to beat other 63 guys once you get to match play. You have to beat 5 guys to get to the final. I mean,
Right.
so that gave me a lot of confidence, just knowing that once I got to match play, I mean, you just got to get hot for 5 days against one guy each day. And, I mean, anybody can do it. Just get into match play and be a competitor and just get fired up, and just it's cool.
I mean, but you're the 70th ranked amateur in the world. I mean, that's pretty badass, man.
Thank you.
So
I
you got to
appreciate
be
it.
feeling good about this.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
Oh, you talking about just last week?
Yeah, just getting in. I mean, it's like,
just getting in.
Oh my
You're
God.
70th in the world.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, the top 50 guys in the world are the only ones that are truly exempt for the tournament. So, I mean, there's no difference between 51st and 3,000 in first. So, I mean, everybody's got to qualify if you're not in that top 50. So,
That's why he's good,
to
boys.
do it through qualifying was cool, because I don't think a lot of guys that make the final come out of a qualifier, if I had to guess.
Can we talk? Go ahead, pup. What's up?
It's just, but I'm not 70th in Elizabeth Township, let alone in the world. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And
You're 70th at York, bud.
all right, bud, that's no one's business but yours. So you sneak in the match play. You're not sneaking the match play. You get into match play. The match play. Can you explain to some people? There's people out there that play golf, but they don't understand match play or what it's like. Can you explain to people, as a really good player, when you get into match play, what's the mindset? What is your mindset when you step on the first tee, the first round? What's going through your mind?
Okay, so for me, this is kind of the way I look at it. And I think a lot of other guys who have had success in match play would say the same thing. So you just prove to yourself in stroke play that you belong in match play. You have proved to yourself that you're playing that golf course well. You have a good game plan. Your game's in the right spot. There's no reason not to be confident. And I think a lot of people fall in the trap in match play because it's 1v1. They're so focused on what the other guy's doing that it takes them off their own game. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a couple times around where you are making decisions based off what the other guy's doing. But, I mean, I think where guys struggle in match play who usually have a lot of success in stroke play is where they are so enthralled with what the other guy's doing, and before you know it, you lose the hole when you thought you had it in your hands. So for me, it's just take the confidence I gained from stroke play, go into match play, don't change a thing, try to keep playing the golf course better every day because I'm only going to get more comfortable on that golf course the longer I'm there. And I figure if I can just carry that mindset into a match against one guy, I mean, I feel like it gives me enough of a mental edge to where if I play well, physically play well that day, I feel like it's going to be tough to beat because I feel like mentally and physically I'm in the right spot. And I mean, I'm just trying to beat the golf course. And if I get beat, I said the whole week, if somebody beats me while I'm trying to beat the golf course, I'm cool with that.
Did you learn something there, bud?
Yeah.
I mean, that's his Bob Rotella. Do you listen to Bob Rotella or talk to Bob Rotella?
No,
I do not.
That's as Bob Rotella as it gets right there.
I've heard he's.
Again, you got to play. There's too many people, and you find yourself. I don't play in very many match play events, but I mean, member guests are my match play events. But
and he's
you get in there, and it's not just stop. And you get in there, and you're so worried about the other person instead of just worrying about you versus the hole, because that's all that matters. Yeah, that is all that matters.
Yeah,
there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to be comfortable with that mindset because, I mean, there's times where you feel like you're in such a good headspace and the guy just outplays you. And I knew that would happen at some point all week. I mean, obviously I was hoping it wouldn't happen, and it ended up happening the last day. I mean, but I'm okay with that. I mean, a perfect example, I don't know if y'all watched the broadcast, but all anybody's been asking me all week is on 13 in the afternoon, why didn't you lay up? So basically I followed him out of bounds. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that just kind of goes back to what I'm saying. I'm most comfortable going for that shot. It's a great number for me. I really like hitting hybrid into par fives, and I just didn't hit the shot. And I mean, people are going to ask me that probably for the rest of my life. I mean, people can't stop talking about it. And I'm telling everybody the same thing. One, I didn't know his ball was out of bounds because nobody signaled back. And two, I'm comfortable hitting that shot. And I'm going to try and hit it every time. And if I don't, that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you look, in your defense, you didn't know the ball was OB, number one, and frankly, you're not that long out. I mean, you had a hybrid.
Yeah. I mean, with a lot of places to miss too, I just hit a bad shot, and that's okay.
And that's the thing, though. You can dissect that round which way you want. You can go back to the hole before that. I mean, you missed the par putt, and you gave a one there. It's not just that shot. I get what people are saying, but at the same time, if you don't know and nobody looks back, then why are you going to change your game plan? And this is back to match play. I'm sticking to my game plan, and that's my game plan, and I'm rolling with it.
Yeah, because, I mean, if his ball is an inch in bounds, he hits some wild recovery shot, makes a 20-footer for birdie, I lay up, make par, I'm getting asked that question. I mean, you just can't win.
Let me ask you this, Ben, and this is just my opinion, because I know for me, if I were in your shoes, this would have been a thorn in my side. You're 5 down, you claw back, you get it to 3 down, okay?
Okay.
You're on the 27th hole of the match, and Bennett has a birdie putt from, it looks like 20, 25 feet, and you're in there about 8 feet, and he makes it. Now, you're thinking you have the one up because maybe he's not going to make the birdie putt. You got a good look from 8 feet. You might go now 2 down. Now you have to step into that putt with not only an immense amount of pressure, but you got to make that putt to have the hole now instead of winning it. What did that feel like in the moment when he made that putt, and now you knew that putt was bigger than it was 3 minutes ago?
Yeah, 100%. So I think that, to answer that question, I think it kind of starts back to when I was 5 down. So I got a lot of momentum getting back to 3 down. Looked like I was going to win the 26th hole, halved it. It was still a decent halve based on my first chip. Bad halve before my first chip. But got out of there with a halve, lost a little bit of momentum. And I think on that 27th hole, I think I could have picked back up that momentum. with a little miss make there. And yeah, for him to make that, I mean, if I was to miss that 8-9 footer, I mean, he has all the momentum in the world. He just got a nice halve on the hole before, pretty much shut down all momentum I had by making that putt. And yeah, that was probably, I mean, outside of 17, obviously, that was probably the biggest must make all day. And
Yeah.
that putt had to go in. I mean, I would have been 4 down with 9 to go, and he has the momentum. I mean, yeah, that putt definitely had to go. So it was cool to look up and see it tracking because I knew that was a momentum putt. I had to keep it for sure.
Bud, could you imagine making that putt? Huh?
No,
You probably would have jumped in the hole, eh?
No, but I would have been there and I would have committed to the putt and would have tried my hardest to make it. But I'd have been so damn mad. I'm like, this guy just fucking rolls it in, which is what they do, which is what you guys do.
That is what they do. Well, the thing that pissed me off a little bit, and Colt Nose is a buddy of the show and ours, and when you were 5 down, I've never met you, but I was pulling for you because of Mason. So I'll be quite honest with you. And you were 5 down, and he said, guys, this match is all but over. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? And then you went 4 down, and you went 3 down, and I'm thinking, here we go, boys. And even Colt he's like, all right, I'm getting fired up right now out here. Because it is so emotional, such an emotional roller coaster. That's what people don't understand. You don't want to get too high or too low. You're too low, you're putting yourself in a grave. If you're too high, that's not good either. So it was very impressive to watch how you handled yourself out there. I mean, was there ever a point in the match where when you get 5 down, are you thinking to myself, I can't do anything? Like it's over, or are you thinking to yourself, all right, let's do something here?
So yeah, so I think I went to 5 down after the 3rd hole in the afternoon. So after the 21st hole, I was 5 down, and he hit in the left rough on 4, and he was first to hit, and that was one where I was like, because the rough's so thick out there, and if your opponent puts it in the rough, it's like, get this in the fairway, and you got the leg up on him, and I've just followed him right into the rough, and I just remember walking up that fairway like, I mean, it just felt like every opening I'd had that day, I just hadn't capitalized on it, and we have that hole with bogey. We go to the next. I have a wedge from the middle of the fairway and just basically chunk it, and it kind of rolls back halfway down the false front. Got 60 or 70 feet, but it was a putt. It was a putt I had that morning. So I knew the read. I had a good feel for the speed. I was probably 10 feet closer. And, I mean, I was just trying to get it up there 5, 6, 7 feet. Anything inside that would have been awesome. And to see that go in and hear the crowd, that's when I felt like I was back in it. And to be honest, before that happened, I didn't know if I was going to be able to get back in it. But as soon as that putt dropped and I heard the crowd, it was like, let's go. Like,
yep.
Go. And then exactly. So we go to the next hole. I'm acting like I'm on the bag for you right now, even though Willie Wilcox was on the bag for you, which a lot of people didn't know that. PGA Tour player, had a great finish to Players, right?
Yeah, he made a hole-in-one on 17.
Yeah. So we're going to the next hole, boys. We're 4 down, and then you chip in. Which, Bash, could you imagine me having to hit that chip? Did you see that?
Oh, bud, it's bladed over the green.
I mean, fuck off. So tell us, a lot of people would not be comfortable in that position to take out, I'm assuming, a 54 or 56 degree wedge.
Yeah.
Correct?
So it was a 56, and me and Will were talking about putting or chipping it. I mean, obviously it was in my head that I had just made a putt from off the green on the hole before, but this ball was sitting so good, and if I was able to chip it, I could take out all the break from the ball to the front edge of the green. And once I got on the green, I saw there wasn't a whole lot of break, so I figured, if I clip this right, I figure I can hit it on line. I mean, it's a little chip shot and get the speed right. Like I can scare the hole. And the more I was kind of over it, taking practice swings, thought to myself, like, this is really makeable. Like, I feel super comfortable. I mean, I didn't think about all this, but that's what was kind of hitting me in the face was like, let's make this. And it left the face and it landed in a perfect spot. And as soon as it started to roll out like a putt, I had a feeling it was going in. And looking at it, watching it drop, I think I just looked at Will. I did look at Will and kind of fist bumped, and he had his tongue out, like smiling ear to ear. It was hilarious. But it was louder on that hole than it was on the hole before.
Yeah, that was insane. That there you are. Now you're 3 down.
And
Yeah,
the
right back in.
next hole's where he stuffed another one, right? You stuffed one and he makes the bomb. Or was
The
that 2
next
holes
hole
later?
we have with par, we
2
both
holes
hit
later.
like 25 feet. 2 holes later, we have, I don't know.
You have with
Um,
birdies.
oh, yeah, that was 9. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have with
So you have
birdies.
with
Yeah, I hit one
birdies.
in there, cut him out, and we both made it. But yeah, that 2 hole stretch on 5 and 6, I can't stop watching the videos. I mean, they're so cool to me just to just to hear the crowd because I
Oh
don't
my
get to play
God.
in front of many crowds. So the coolest thing to me was like just hearing the crowd be on my side, I mean, the majority, and
And the best part
it
about
was
the
just like,
crowd was your boys were there. The
Yeah.
Georgia Southern
oh my
golf
gosh,
team came in. Mason Williams. I mean, he probably had too many waters that day, but they were having a blast.
they were having so much fun.
It was so fun to watch,
Honestly,
man, because supporting you, I mean, that
yeah.
has to give you so much energy.
Oh yeah, I mean, so my 3 roommates, Mason, Colin, and Wilson, and my teammates, they were there. My coach was there. My family was there. Everybody from back home came up, and the way they kind of talk about the weekend was everybody was coming up near them and being like, because they saw the logos and stuff, and they're like, we're all Ben's friends, teammates. And when they said yes, everybody would just latch onto them and want to follow them
Hmm.
everywhere. And they just kept pulling harder and harder every hole once they got to know my friends because they're such good people. And everybody there just wanted to be around them and pull for me louder and louder every hole. And it was just I'll never be able to repay them for like the energy they brought. I mean, they got so loud.
So I do have to ask a question, and Colt, again, it's easier when you're not actually in the match, right? I mean, Colt's won a U.S. Amateur, so he understands it. But at the same time, 16, 34th hole, the par 3, you went good.
Yeah.
Why? Is that something that like he looked at you and said good, or did you look at him and say good, or how'd
Yeah,
that shake
so
down?
he putted first and had probably 2 feet down the hill on a similar line to the putt I was coming in with. And before I hit the putt, obviously I saw him putt it, and I wanted to give it to him. But I like putting with people's mark down because it gives me more confidence knowing they're not in the hole yet, even if I think I might give him the putt. So I left his mark there. I rolled it by. I had 3 feet. He had 2.5, and it just felt really weird in that moment that our marks were down. Like they were
Mm-hmm.
just too. They were just too close. And I've always prided myself, no matter what the moment is, like we don't want to see each other putt these. Like let's.
Right.
And he said it. He said, "You just want to go good." I was like, "Let's go to the next. This is stupid." I just don't think anybody should have to, just stress over those 2 little putts that
Yeah.
late in the match. Let's just go to the next hole. I don't want to win a hole like this. He didn't want to win a hole like this. Let's go.
Right. That's good.
No,
Eric
I
Tangrady's
don't
going to
think.
love to hear this, but I mean, we're never going to hear the end of this with Eric Tangrady, our buddy. He wants like 5-footers given to him, 4-foot. You're not going to give me that? You're not going to give me that?
Yeah, it's
So,
like BK, bud. I mean, BK would be begging for a 3-footer.
so you go into 17. Great. Again, you're in the rough. They're saying you're dead. He's ahead of the game. He's in the fairway. He short sides himself, which again, I thought it was in the bunker, and you saw it from the other side. So you saw that it was out of the bunker. You hit a phenomenal shot out of that rough to about 25 feet. Just, I'm assuming all you're trying to do is just get in the middle of the green.
Yeah, definitely. So he was in the middle of the fairway, probably 20 back of me, and I didn't really watch him hit, but I mean, obviously, I heard the contact, and was kind of waiting for his ball to land, and I was shocked to see it miss where it did. And so I was thinking, like, I just got to get this ball in the green, put the pressure back on him, especially because I knew if I got the ball in the green, I'd probably be putting first because he was chipping, but he was fairly close to the hole. And it came out, my shot came out a little right because the lie was so bad, and it was basically flagged. And it ran 30, 35 feet by, and I was happy to have that hole after he chipped it to inside the grip, so toss him his ball, and I was happy to make that little 6-footer because I wanted the match to end another way, and I'm glad I went to 18.
I thought you jarred that birdie putt, man.
Oh yeah.
I know. I did too. I thought it was going to break. It was just carrying a little too much speed.
And then we go to 18, and you guys have it. Unfortunately, you lose one down, but you know you can take away.
16, that was 16 we were talking about. I made a putt on 17 to extend.
That's
like
right.
15 feet.
Yeah.
My holes are backwards. They're
okay. It's a lot of golf.
I'm old.
Yeah, 162 hole. Yeah, you make 17, you go to 18, you hit a little over long. I think you hit it long.
Yeah. So I had my tee shot in the right rough and had a tough shot, but a doable shot, and just gave it a little too much gas, and it ran through the green. And I had a pretty bad lie, and I needed to hole it, and I tried. It just came out a little dead and right.
I tell you what, though, dude. I mean, obviously, yeah, you lose one down. It's a win. You like you said earlier, you packed for 5 days maybe, and here you are. You get to the championship. Hats off again to you, Ben. It's incredible to watch, incredible to see. Here's the thing that's kind of interesting to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I had the pleasure of playing with you last year. We played down at Pete Dye in Bridgeport, West Virginia, and I think on the first 4 or 5 holes, you could have been 4 or 5 under because you were that close to the hole. You're having a little bit of, maybe you were YouTubing how to hold a putter that day. I don't know, but you had a little puddle issues right there. But you were single-handedly ahead of this guy. Your driver ball speed hitting 180 miles an hour a couple times.
Holy shit, bud.
I mean, you were just absolutely blitzing the ball. And
Center
correct
cut.
me if I'm wrong, you were ahead of him the majority of the time. I mean, he swings hard at it.
Yeah. So I thought he was going to be a little longer than he was because he's got such a powerful move for his size. But he hit it a little lower than I pictured him hitting it, and we weren't getting a ton of roll, so he wasn't getting a lot he wasn't getting as much as he usually was probably. And just as the day went on and as the adrenaline got, more and more, I just kept swinging.
Turn it up.
I didn't know I was swinging harder, but somebody was sending me my ball speeds like the other day, and they just kept going up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, once you get that late into the week, you're just teeing it up really high and hitting it hard because I don't know why, but at least that's what I was doing. And it was fun because I enjoyed flying them by a decent bit. It was fun for me.
Oh my God. You were out there.
How good? Okay, you're runner up in the U.S. Amateur. How good did that beer taste?
It tasted really good.
I mean, the whole week, because you're focused, you're resting,
Mm-hmm.
you're hydrating, and you go all the way to the 36th hole on the U.S. Amateur for everything. That beer had to taste so damn good.
It did, but we had to get up at 3 a.m. the next morning and catch a flight. So honestly, I didn't stay up too late, but it was definitely nice to be able to just relax and be like a normal college fifth year for a couple hours and just hang out with some friends and just talk about what had just happened and just the stories. I mean, telling stories and hearing their stories and just making phone calls. I mean, it was so much fun to do that.
Has it hit you? Honestly, has it hit you?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean,
Bud, you're a celebrity right now.
No, I'm not. Definitely not a celebrity. It's been fun. It's been fun to just recognize everybody's support and get back to people and hear some cool things that have come my way, like Chasin Birdies. Like this would have never happened, man. Like this is awesome.
This is a lot of fun.
But,
I mean,
yeah. I mean, seriously, like stuff like this, like that's. I just think it's so cool, and that's like the best thing to come out of last week is just all these cool opportunities.
real quick, so like since you finished, and you don't have to give companies, you don't have to. Do these people reach out to you now, like, hey Ben, it's great playing. These club companies, these agents, these tournament sponsors exemptions, the PGA Tour events. Has this been happening now since you finished?
I mean, a few cool things have come my way, like just stuff that I didn't really expect, but I mean, they're all really cool opportunities, and some might work out, some might not, but it's cool to just I don't know, see all this stuff that I've always wanted start to pay off a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
just get some of these opportunities to come my way. And yeah, it's just something I just didn't really ever foresee
It's so
happening
badass.
in a week's span.
Tell me, what did you learn from this experience?
I, I think the biggest thing that I learned was that I'm good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple weeks before the USAM, I had played the Western Am, was up there with Mason, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't play well after the cut. And I came home and I had just I was just tired and just really frustrated with my game. And I just remember sitting with my mom and brother and saying, like, I don't think I can compete with these guys anymore. Like, I thought I mean, I still knew I could play pretty good golf, but I thought some of my best golf was in the past. And just to get to the AM and prove myself wrong, that was probably the best thing I learned, was that I was wrong about that. And I'm not always going to play great. I'm not. It's not always going to be perfect or this much fun, but I'll always be able to draw back on last week and say I can do this again, or I can get better from this, or I might not always play like that, but I can get back to that because I've proven that I can do it. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned.
I will. I'll tell you something funny from our local town. Nathan Smith. I don't know if you're familiar with that name. He won 2 U.S. Mid Amateurs, played in
Yeah.
two Masters, Walker Cups, all that, and his parents had a house about 3 hours away from Augusta. So when he qualified the first year, he would just go down and be at Augusta like every day.
Yeah.
So the second year he showed up, and Augusta told him, "Hey, listen, last year is not happening this year. You're not coming here every single day." And
Yes.
so, long story short, choose wisely, eh?
Yeah. So,
I've heard.
what do you get? So you play in the Masters.
I get the Masters and the U.S. Open.
Now,
I mean, think about that,
dude,
bud.
that's incredible. That is going to be so
Very
awesome.
Does that
for
excite you? I mean, you're from Georgia.
Does that excite
Bud,
me?
smile a little bit.
God, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Masters. It's freaking Masters. Like,
Dude.
I'm so excited. I mean, it feels like it's next week, the way people are talking to me about it.
That's
Oh,
so
hey.
freaking cool. I mean, a small, what is that, 4-hour drive from where you are right now?
From where I am right now, it's just over an hour. From my hometown, it's about 3 hours. But I mean, I'll be here in Statesboro before the tournament, and it's a little over an hour.
So I will say the one thing about the Georgia Southern logo, the only reason I knew of it is because of Cole Swindell. So now the question is, has he reached out to you?
Oh yeah, me and Cole have been buddies for probably 2 or 3 years now. He hangs around the program a good bit. I mean, Mason knows him. We all know him, and me and him have bonded over a few things we have in common over the last couple of years. And he was texting me all week and sending me videos,
That's
just
awesome, man.
getting me pumped up. And yeah, I can't wait to see him. He's coming to perform in Statesboro in October, and
Oh
I'm
man,
looking forward to that. So,
I'd say you're going to have decent seats for that one, bud.
I hope so. It's okay.
he and an old buddy of the show we had on, Tyler Reeve, down there in Nashville. Him and Tyler are really tight, and Tyler sent me a video one night. He was playing PS3 with Cole. They were playing Tiger Woods, and he sends me
That's
this
awesome.
video. Yeah, I still have it on my phone. Actually, I was laughing my ass off, but that's really cool, man. That's awesome for you to have that in your corner. And no, man. And guess what? Guess what the common denominator is? Golf. Period.
Yeah,
Where's the U.S.
good
Open?
call. The U.S. Open's in Los Angeles.
Oh, shit. LACC?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
I like
boys.
that.
Oh.
Yeah, we might have to make an appearance. Watch
But
out.
I'd tell you to get Bash in the bag, but the bag is bigger than Bash, so.
No, you keep Willie on there, or get Mason on it. Get Will. I mean, you don't need me. Look, but that's awesome, Ben. Man, we are so stoked to have you on here on Chasin Birdies, telling your story. I know that you have a great talent under your wing, so to speak, and it's just incredible to see kind of your game on display, national TV. And for me, it was even cooler because I got to play with you.
Yeah,
But
we need to play again soon. Seriously,
well, anytime you come up to West Virginia, buddy, I got it covered. And
let's go.
Pep's got PA, so we can definitely get some good games going.
I'll tell
for
you
sure.
I'll tell you where we're going. We're heading down to Georgia, bud, and I want to go to Hoopie.
Oh my gosh, I want to go to a hoopy. I can't even get us out there.
Bud. I'm America's guest, so you'll learn that real quick. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
Well, listen, brother, we're going to transition this into our last segment of the show called the Tap In segment, presented by Bettinardi Golf. Jonathan's going to ask you these questions, and you just rattle them off the way you wish.
Gotcha.
All right, man. Would you rather have 3 legs or 1 arm?
3 legs.
Fast as hell. All right. Who's a better Batman actor, Christian Bale or Robert Pattinson?
What a question. I talk about this with my team all the time. God, man. I'm going to say Robert Pattinson just to piss him off.
All right. Favorite on-course tunes?
On course. I'm big. I don't listen to this off the course, but, well, I would say Kanye West. He's my favorite artist, and anywhere I am, I'm putting on Kanye.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. Last question. What are you chasing?
Birdies, baby, all day long.
Love it.
Ooh,
I love
that's a
it.
good answer.
I mean, that was a good answer. So, buddy, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with you as a 21-year-old. Keep working hard. You've clearly got all the game in the world, and we love watching you, and we're gonna be pulling for you. And hey, maybe we show up to a college event every once in a while, eh, Bash?
Yeah, we could do that, bud. We do a live podcast. Get Mason, you,
yeah.
and get the boys going.
That's right. I really
M-dub.
appreciate y'all having me on. This was a lot of fun.
Hey, my man, thanks so much again, man. Keep chasing, and we look forward to playing some golf sometime soon.
Sounds good, brother. Thank y'all.
Man, oh man. Could you imagine playing the finals of the U.S. Amateur?
Buddy, that was a hell of a final round. I mean, going from 5 down to 4 down to 3 down, and then, like I said in the interview, that putt,
Just
I feel like
scratched,
on number
clawed.
9. I just feel like that kind of could have been a turning point. He halves the hole with birdie, but overall, this incredible run for Ben. I mean, the guy didn't even think he was going to be playing in the amateur
But
championship.
he was watching
and here he
YouTube
is.
videos how to hold a putter, and he had 4 top 8s. Like,
Yeah.
the kid's incredible. It goes to show you, you're always learning, boys. Learn how to hold the putter, maybe, bud, and you'll succeed in the Wendy's tour, eh? So, I mean,
Putting
dynamite.
goes for me.
I'm so excited for him to play in the Masters, the U.S. Open. And, hey, Ben, don't forget about your boys over here. You know, we're always available to go down to a special place in Georgia. But, yeah, man, awesome kid. And I got to say, I'm proud of the kid. I mean,
Proud.
never gave up.
Absolutely.
If you're 5
I
down,
mean,
boys, you're hanging your head
no.
a little bit. So,
yeah, I mean, we know the feeling in these member guests, but we get 2 down and we start we'll
we'll get
doing
9
some
holes to
weird
turn
shit,
around,
but
boys. You got to put it in high gear.
That's the
So,
truth. That's the truth. No, that was a great episode, Ben. Thanks again, bud.
the fall is around the corner, and there's no better time than going to Nemacolin during the fall with fall colors, the leaves, fall golf. It's my favorite time of the year, so make sure you go over to nemacolin.com, book your rooms, book some activities, fly fishing. I hear that's fun, boys. Everybody loved it last time they went, so I might have to do that next time. I don't know how to do it, but check out nemacolin.com, book your stay, tell them the boys sent you, and we'll see you around property. So what's up, bud? I mean, tell us a little bit about our next guest, because it's a special one, and it's dropping in 3 days.
I know, man. Hey, we got a special episode dropping on Labor Day with Mark Brandt. And Mark was a serviceman. I mean, he was a PJ in the forces over there. He saved people. He was not scared to jump out of planes. He played golf at Murray State and decided that his military career was more important. Took the hiatus route, did all that for years, put his life on the line for us. Thank you. And now he's decided he wants to get back out on the golf tour and play in some mini pro events, and he's chasing birdies right now. So We got a special episode for Labor Day dropping y'all on Labor Day itself with Mark Brandt, phenomenal guy, and I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for y'all to hear it, and it's just a good guy, it's like us, bud. It's like good people doing good things, right? I mean,
exactly. I mean, yeah, 100%. And please, guys, tell your friends about Chasin Birdies. We appreciate the support. You know, we dropped a hat on Instagram. We sold, I think, 16 or 17 hats that day, so it was awesome. We appreciate the support. We're going to keep doing it on Instagram, dropping hats, and we have enough of them, but I mean, we stocked up. So
yeah.
Also go to chasinbirdies.com. If you purchase something of Holderness and Bourne on chasinbirdies.com, send us a message with your order number, and we will drop an additional little swag in there for you for supporting us. So we really appreciate it. chasinbirdies.com, chasin_birdies. Like, listen, love.
Yes, sir. And, it's the weekend's about here. Big game tonight, Pitt, West Virginia, kicking off the college football slate. So go Mountaineers, duh. And always, guys, we appreciate the love you give us. We appreciate your support. We are just out here trying to do it, and we hope y'all are enjoying the ride as much as we are. Thank you to Rachel and Jacqueline for all your social media help. You girls are awesome. I almost said you guys, but you girls are awesome. And Evo over at Simpler Media for your production help on this stuff. It's incredible. Thanks again. Go check out some of that jerky, player brand Biltong, and Pep. What else, bud? Let's go chasing, huh?